Welcome back, history enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of exotic animals in ancient Rome. From fierce lions to majestic elephants, these creatures weren't just animals, they were symbols of power, prestige, and imperial dominance. Stay with me as we explore how these wild beasts were used in gladiatorial games, religious ceremonies, and as powerful political tools in one of the most powerful empires in history. Let's begin. Ancient Rome, with its grandeur, sprawling empire, and sophisticated culture, also had a deep fascination with exotic animals. These creatures, often rare or foreign, were symbols of the empire's vast reach, showcasing its power, wealth, and dominion over distant lands. From towering elephants to graceful giraffes, exotic animals were more than mere spectacles, they were woven into the fabric of Roman entertainment, religion, and politics. This article takes a deep dive into the world of exotic animals in ancient Rome, exploring their role in Roman society, how they were acquired, and the lasting legacy they left on Roman culture. The role of exotic animals in Roman society. The presence of exotic animals in Rome can be traced back to the early years of the empire, where they began appearing in public games and gladiatorial contests. These animals played a significant role in Roman society by serving not only as symbols of luxury but also as tools of propaganda. The Romans used exotic animals to demonstrate their wealth and military prowess, often displaying them in grand events that entertained the public and reinforced the power of the empire. Roman emperors, such as Augustus and Trajan, were particularly keen on showcasing exotic animals, seeing them as symbols of the emperor's reach and authority. These animals were often used in public spectacles, like the famous gladiatorial games held in the Colosseum, and were presented as a means to demonstrate Rome's domination over the world. The emperor's ability to acquire and display these creatures was a clear indication of his power and resources. Exotic animals were also used in religious ceremonies, as the Romans believed they had divine connections. For instance, the appearance of rare animals was sometimes seen as a sign from the gods, influencing the decisions and actions of the rulers. The Colosseum and gladiatorial games. The Colosseum, Rome's largest and most iconic amphitheater, was the venue for countless public spectacles, including gladiatorial contests and mock naval battles. These events often featured exotic animals, which were used to add grandeur and excitement to the games. One of the most famous instances of exotic animal display was during the games held by Emperor Titus to celebrate the opening of the Colosseum in 80 AD. Over 9,000 animals were slaughtered in a single day to entertain the Roman public, including lions, elephants, and crocodiles. These animals were sometimes pitted against each other in brutal combat or forced to fight gladiators in what became known as venations, hunting games. The spectacle of these massive, powerful creatures was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, providing entertainment but also reinforcing the might of the empire. Exotic animals as symbols of power and prestige. Exotic animals were often given as gifts to Roman emperors by foreign rulers, a diplomatic gesture meant to symbolize allegiance or to express goodwill. However, the imperial family also procured exotic creatures through military conquest. The Romans, during their extensive military campaigns across Africa, Asia, and Europe, would capture rare animals and bring them back to Rome. Animals such as tigers, leopards, and panthers were often seen as symbols of power, as they were dangerous and ferocious. Elephants, on the other hand, were associated with strength and majesty. The larger and rarer the animal, the more prestige it brought to the emperor who controlled it. Some emperors, like Caligula and Nero, were especially known for their extravagant and sometimes absurd displays of power. Caligula, in particular, is said to have appointed his favorite horse as a consul, and Nero reportedly owned a giraffe, which was paraded around Rome to demonstrate the empire's dominance over distant lands. These acts weren't just about entertainment, they were political moves designed to bolster the emperor's image as a ruler with vast power and influence. The most popular exotic animals in ancient Rome. 1. Elephants. Elephants were one of the most iconic and prized exotic animals in ancient Rome. These majestic creatures were used in battle, religious rituals, and public spectacles. The Romans were particularly fascinated by elephants because of their sheer size and strength. African elephants, which were common in the Roman Empire, were frequently seen in the Colosseum, where they fought with gladiators or other animals. Elephants were also part of the triumphal parades, where they were displayed as symbols of Rome's military might. 2. Lions. The lion, the king of beasts, was another symbol of Roman power and grandeur. Lions were often captured during Roman military campaigns in Africa, and they were a mainstay in the arena. Roman gladiators fought lions in the Colosseum, and these fights were a significant part of the entertainment during the games. Lions were also used in religious rituals, symbolizing the gods' power and favor. 3. Giraffes. The giraffe, often referred to as the Camella pardalis by the Romans, was one of the most exotic and mysterious creatures in ancient times. Giraffes were not native to Rome, but they were brought from Africa, specifically from Ethiopia, during the reign of Emperor Augustus. Their appearance in Rome caused much wonder, as the Romans had never seen such a creature. Giraffes were often used in triumphal parades or in the arena, where they were part of the spectacle. 4. Tigers and leopards. Tigers, with their stealthy nature and formidable power, were revered by the Romans for their beauty and ferocity. They were brought to Rome from Asia and were often used in nations, where they were pitted against other animals or humans in combat. Leopards, known for their agility and speed, were also favored by the Romans, particularly for their use in exotic animal hunts. 5. Crocodiles and hippos. Crocodiles were brought from Egypt, where they were revered as symbols of the Nile River. These creatures were often part of mock naval battles staged in the Colosseum, where they would engage in combat with other animals or gladiators. Hippopotamuses, like crocodiles, were symbolic of Egypt and were sometimes showcased in the Roman arena as part of the exotic wildlife displays. 6. Bears and wolves. Bears and wolves were native to Europe and were frequently used in Roman games. Bears, known for their ferocity, were often used in nations, where they would fight other animals or gladiators. Wolves, although not as common in Roman games, were still considered formidable creatures, and they symbolized the untamed wilderness of the empire's borders. The trade and transportation of exotic animals. The acquisition of exotic animals was no simple task. Animals had to be captured in distant lands, sometimes through violent means, and transported across vast distances to Rome. This was often a dangerous and costly endeavor. Traders and military officials would bring exotic creatures back to Rome, sometimes using ships for transportation. The journey could take months, and many animals did not survive the harsh conditions of travel. Despite these challenges, the demand for exotic animals remained high, as they were seen as valuable and important symbols of Roman wealth and imperial might. In some cases, animals were bred in captivity, although this was rare, as the Romans did not have the advanced animal husbandry techniques we have today. The vast majority of animals were caught in the wild, especially in regions like Africa, Asia, and the Near East. The decline of exotic animal displays. As the Roman Empire began to decline in the 4th and 5th centuries AD, the grandeur of the exotic animal displays started to fade. Economic difficulties, the depletion of resources, and the decline of the empire's military strength made it increasingly difficult to acquire these exotic creatures. Additionally, the rise of Christianity led to a shift in attitudes toward gladiatorial games and animal hunts. The use of exotic animals in public spectacles was eventually outlawed, and the once celebrated arena shows slowly came to an end. However, the fascination with exotic animals did not completely vanish. The legacy of Rome's animal spectacles can still be seen in modern-day circuses, zoos, and wildlife conservation efforts. The stories of the magnificent animals that once roamed the Colosseum continue to captivate our imagination, reminding us of a time when the world's most extraordinary creatures were put on display to demonstrate the might and glory of the Roman Empire. Conclusion. Exotic animals in ancient Rome were much more than mere creatures from distant lands. They were symbols of power, wealth, and prestige. From the grandeur of the Colosseum to the emperor's triumphal parades, these animals played a central role in shaping Roman culture and politics. Their presence in the arena was a testament to Rome's dominance over the known world, while their beauty and power captivated the imaginations of all who witnessed them. Today, while the grand spectacles of ancient Rome are no longer a part of our world, the legacy of these exotic animals lives on, reminding us of a time when the empire's might extended to the farthest corners of the earth. The exotic animals of ancient Rome remain an enduring symbol of human fascination with the wild and untamed, showcasing our eternal desire to explore the unknown and demonstrate our power over nature. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the exotic animals that once roamed the grand arenas of ancient Rome. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights. Drop your thoughts or any questions in the comments below, I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.